Hey, everybody. Before I hit play on the intro today, I just wanted to take a moment and give a huge thank you to today's guest. You'll hear about it a bit in the interview, but I also wanted to make sure I put as direct a point on it by starting this intro today by giving my biggest thank you to Lara Tiffin. I would not be where I'm at today, especially professionally, without her. This interview and our entire alumni spotlight series that we've been doing would not exist without her. And I know that if you're listening to this, there's a very real chance that she's had a similar impact on your own life. And so I really sincerely hope you enjoy hearing about her life, the work she continues to do for our community, especially South Salem. And so with that, here she is.
I'm Lara Chandler Tiffin from the class of 1986.
Let's get started.
Today our guest truly needs no introduction and will probably try and stop me from giving one. Lara Chandler Tiffin graduated as Saxon with the class of 1986, and in her years as a student, Lara was a swimming superstar, the yearbook co-editor, the ASB vice president, a valedictorian, and an 8-time district champion swimmer. She then went on to earn All-American honors at Whitman College, where she studied math, only to return to teach math and coach swimming here at South. And it wasn't long before her leadership and work ethic earned her an opportunity to be selected as the first female athletic director in Salem-Keizer history, as well as what was then the Valley League Conference, correct?
Correct.
After a handful of years as the principal at Judson, she became South's 9th principal, where she transformed our school into a culture of joy, innovation, and inclusion. She's earned Outstanding Educator of the Year honors, the Oregon Music Association's Administrator of the Year honor. She's a Saxon Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, and though her days are now spent in a variety of ways serving our community and our school district, she's the president of the Saxon Success Fund, which is, as anyone who's listened to this podcast knows, a nonprofit working to provide scholarships to Saxon seniors while also raising funds to improve the capital improvement projects in our building. That organization, and with Lara in particular, happened to be the main driver behind this podcast, as well as our Alumni Spotlight series. Lara, you've been at the top of our list of guests to come on from day one, back when we started in 2021. I'm so grateful to talk to you for so many reasons. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you for that very generous introduction. I will try to live up to it.
You will. I am confident of that. I have so many different directions that we could go today. I'm wondering, though, as you think back through your 4 years as a Saxon student, are there any memories, anything that stand out that come to mind just when you think about your time walking these hallways?
Oh, absolutely. Some of my best memories are like pep assemblies that were just phenomenal. We had a few student leaders who should have gone into stand up or Saturday Night Live at least, and they put on some amazing assemblies that I can still remember. Also, some memories with the swim team were pretty special too, and then memories with teachers, connecting with teachers who really probably were a main reason for me returning as a teacher.
I was curious about that. What was it that drew you back? Other than Salem it can be a black hole. We go, and then a lot of us find our way back into our community. But what was it for you that brought you back, not only to Salem but also to South Salem High School?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think before I even left, the principal and assistant principal at the time had talked with me about returning and if I wanted to be a teacher, especially Jan Morgan was a major influence in that. And then I didn't go into teaching right out of college like many people do. I worked as an admission counselor in Washington for a while at a university there. And I got a call from Jan Morgan and Terry Robinson, who was my swim coach, when I was at South, and they said, "Hey, we're going to have a math opening here in a year or so, and we think you should quit your job and enroll in Willamette's Master of Arts in Teaching program, and then apply for our job." And I thought they were crazy because I was, making an income which they thought I should step away from,
Sure.
and then tried to apply to Willamette, not knowing if I was going to get in or not. And fortunately, it all worked out. But yeah, Jan and Terry had a big impact on me, and it was really their encouragement that brought me back to Salem.
Which reminds me of the time that you encouraged me to come back to Salem, and we had a counseling opening, and that was the phone call I got, or I made your way, and then you returned the favor as well. And so I have Jan to thank for all of this.
Apparently you
Okay.
do. And yeah, I remember that conversation well when I worked with your dad at Judson, and so that was the connection there, is to actually try to bring you back to a middle school counseling position at Judson was the original plan, but things changed a little bit.
Sure. And here we are now. I'm curious, for you, having been a Saxon in as many different roles as you have, you counted how many years you've been in official capacity as a Saxon?
Oh my gosh, I have. I also student taught here.
Okay.
So
we'll count that year.
Yeah, we should count that.
We're counting these years as the president of the Saxon Success Fund. That's official.
All right. Then it's probably, we are over 30. It's more than half of my life, that's for sure. Yeah.
And 1954 was when South Salem was built,
right.
The first graduating class. We're at the 71st graduating class this year, I believe, if I do the math right. I'm not a math guy, much to my parents' chagrin, and present company included. 30 of 71 years. I mean, if there's anyone that can say I'm a Saxon, it's you.
Well, I think there are a few of us out there who have dedicated our lives to South Salem High School. I can think of others, such as Dave Johnson, who was a mentor of mine and really special person. And he's showed us, I think, what it's like to be a student and a teacher and a coach and an athletic director, and then continue to be involved once the professional career is officially over. So, I love this school. I love everything that it provided to me. I feel like my first couple of years here were a little on the rough side, and turned around, and it thanks to teachers, thanks to just what South Salem High School is. It's just a special place, and so my commitment to it, I don't know that I could have duplicated anywhere else. And it was just a love for the school, a love for the staff and the community that kept bringing me back, and made it easy to invest in our school.
Yeah, you've done that, and you're doing that. I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but I grew up knowing I was going to go to that other school on the hill. I was not raised by my parents, but very much in the community that is the other side of things. The South is our biggest rival, right? And I grew up being taught to not like anyone and despise everything about this school and the colors and all that. And the one thing I remember being told was, and this was by teachers at Sprague when I was there, by people that knew you and know your family. But I remember saying, okay, you can, hate South, but there's someone special there, and it's Lara Tiffin.
Oh, wow.
And that was such a through line. I graduated in 2004 from Sprague, but I knew that because someone had said that at some point, that you were someone who was doing good things in this land of evil, Saxon evil.
Wow. That means a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, just that impact. I'm curious now, having retired as a principal, teacher, athletic director here, former student, have you taken the moment at all and just thought about the impact you've had?
No, absolutely not.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I was just doing my job, and there are so many others who are making an impact every day in their setting. And I think I'm just one person, just trying to contribute what I can to my community. So someday, I might be able to look back, and I hope to. Right now, I hope I can still contribute.
Oh, totally.
But
yeah.
I hope that maybe someday I'll look back and realize I just, in every position that I've been in, whether it was as a math teacher or activities director or swim coach or athletic director or principal, I just want to make things better than how I found them. And so that has kind of been my driving force to, and also just really focus on kids and what can we do to make kids have a better experience. So just that student centered, intense drive has really been what's kept me going.
Yeah, and one of our big initiatives while you were principal here was lowering grad rate, or hiring grad rate, lowering dropout rate,
Right.
Which we did. I mean, that was very much your vision. And what I loved about it the whole time was I never felt like that was our ultimate goal. We've got to get this percentage higher. It was more about, we have to have kids have more doors open to them, more opportunities, and the systems that you put into place to feed into that for those students, to give them the opportunities. That to me was what lowered the dropout rate, and that's what increased our grad rate. And
Absolutely. That's I do think there may be people out there who just say, you got to increase the grad rate, and it's all about the numbers. And for me, if you do the right things, that grad rate is going to happen. And to me, doing the right things means providing that sense of safety and that sense of belonging and sense of community to students.
Yeah.
So, things like we brought Link to
Right.
South. We brought the Unified program to South, and really tried to expand other co-curricular programs like DECA and athletics and music and our theater arts programs and culinary. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And so I think the more we provided those connections to students, the more they wanted to be here. The increase in grad rates I attribute to the entire staff. I mean, every single person made those connections with kids and made them want to walk the halls and go to class and be here and be a part of things. And I think that energy is what South Salem's all about, and that's what helped the graduation rates.
Has that energy been here from the time you were a student here? Is that something that was not taught? Is it something that's intrinsic to you and how you were raised?
I think that absolutely. I mean, the way I was raised was to serve people and to have a positive outlook on life and help people out when you can, and and have a strong work ethic. And so you put all those together, and there's definitely a certain energy there. But honestly, I think it is not only about a leader, it's about the whole community. And I feel very fortunate, whether it was my time at Judson or my time at South. We just had a great South community and great Judson community, great teacher leaders, and fantastic staff members who just understood really the goal of connecting with students. And I think when everybody's on the same path and striving for the same objectives, things work out.
Oh, absolutely. I am a testament to that, and can't thank you enough for that. I'm curious for you, as you think back through those years and who else has made it possible. One of the questions I just love asking is, knowing where you're at now and where you've come from, the times as a Saxon, who helped you get to this point?
Sure. My gosh, I don't know that your podcast is long enough.
I'm sure it's a long list.
Wow. I mean, I certainly have my mom and dad to thank for the positive outlook and the work ethic, and my family for supporting me throughout various transitions in my career, but also I would thank people that I've already mentioned, such as Jan Morgan and Dave Johnson and George Dyer and Terry Robinson, and then my all of the people I got to work with. So I never felt in any of my principal positions that I was alone. And I think as a leader, sometimes you can feel that way. I was very lucky to have amazing office managers, an amazing AD secretary, and administrative teams, and innovation teams, and leadership teams. It was just, I always felt like it was a team effort. So yeah, I if I listed every name of the people who supported me, we'd
Sure.
be here. We'd be here for
Fair,
days.
fair. That's fair. If you could go back, second question, go back to your high school self and give any advice
Yeah.
to those 4 years version of yourself.
I think looking back, I was very intently focused on academics and swimming, and I don't regret that at all. I think those experiences really did help form my direction, but I think my my advice to myself would be to take a little bit of time to vary my experiences, and maybe get outside a little bit, take advantage of the amazing, beautiful state that we live in, and yeah, enjoy it a little bit more.
Have you been able to lately?
Yeah, well, not as much lately, but that is an endeavor. Continues to be an endeavor. Is to be taking advantage of hikes and the kayaking trips, and we live in a beautiful state, so I hope to listen to my own advice at some point
Good.
soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
I hope you do too. We were talking before we hopped on about your upcoming travel to go visit a daughter that is almost across the world.
Yes, yeah. Fortunately, she's fairly close in Central America, serving in the Peace Corps in Panama. So there will be actually a lot of taking advantage of the outdoor adventures there, as she lives in a pretty remote area. So there will be a lot of hiking and walking, and I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Okay, well, that's not the Pacific Northwest, but it's
No.
at least getting out and being active, and appreciating other parts of the world.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you have learned anything in your career or in life in general that maybe you wish you would have known in high school beyond the what we have to offer in our Northwest, but just what's a lesson that you've taken from life after high school that can be applied?
Yeah, gosh, so many lessons, and I think one is to I think it's really important to help everyone understand their value and their worth, and that we all contribute to this world in very unique and special ways. And so I think that's one thing is that I've learned is really to value every connection and every experience that I've had. I also I think I'm learning more and more that how important it is to expand my world, expand my my experiences, and it's pretty easy as educators to get very focused in what we do, and I know I'm guilty, and that's just part of the work ethic. But I think it's also important to expand the vision a little bit and understand that there is life outside of the walls of the schools where we live. There's life outside of our city and our state, and so trying to incorporate that world view on a daily basis.
Love that. Yeah. maybe this is a good opportunity to then transition into your work with the Saxon Success Fund.
Sure.
My typical fourth question is, if you could improve or change or adjust South Salem High School in any one way, which you've done very well over the years, but I'm curious now in that work and your with your team on the Saxon Success Fund, what is it that is in the future with that work?
Sure.
What's coming? What are you hoping for? What are your goals?
Yeah, with the Saxon Success Fund, my dream is that when a senior graduates from South with the plan to attend an institution of higher learning, my dream is that that student gets a scholarship, and so that means every graduating senior who is moving on with their education, whether it's to 2-year, 4-year trade school, that they get a scholarship from the Saxon Success Fund. No application necessary. It's just an automatic that comes with the diploma. That is my dream. And so we continue to try to fundraise. We're hoping right now to reach out to representatives from each class to help us with that. We're trying to get, we currently have a 10 by 10 campaign where we're trying to get 10 donors from every class to give $10 a month. So we're not asking for big, huge money, but we do have a lot of alumni out there. And if we each give a little bit, it's going to add up. So that's my biggest hope, is to increase the amount of money that we have to give to our seniors as scholarships. And then eventually, another dream on the capital improvement half would be turf baseball and turf softball fields. But we're a ways off for that.
And if anyone wants to get involved or make that donation or a pledge of some sort, how can they do so?
Yeah, absolutely. All they need to do is go to saxonsuccessfund.org, and there is a big donate button right there. And we'd be happy to talk with them about any type of donation, whether it's the 10 by 10 campaign or being a class representative or fundraising on a bigger scale. We just as a very small but mighty group, we raised over $250,000 in a very short amount of time to build the new Celia's College and Career Center and make that front and center for our students so that they know where to go to get help with planning for their future, whether it's for college or a career. And that was built entirely by the Saxon Success Fund committee and board. And we feel very fortunate that our community of alumni and parents and anonymous donors were able to help get that built for our kids.
It's incredible. It's just someone who works closely with that space and with our college and career coach. That is such a gift, such a resource for our students when I'm meeting with them and we're talking about any sort of post-high school, post-South Salem, hallways aspirations. It's an easy point. It's a quick direct redirect, and that handoff is just so easy location-wise, but also because it's such a functional space. And I see students using it. I see staff using it. I see parents come in. I see community members come in to use that space as well in the ways that I think you envisioned, and probably has multiplied exponentially too.
Love that.
And so just know that project alone, as many hoops as you probably had to jump through to make it happen, and the energy that put forth, we are seeing the benefit for our students. They are constantly referring to their time in that center. We're working with Abby, working and identifying ways that they can then advance.
Awesome. I love hearing that. When I first got here as principal, the College and Career Center was really hidden away, and the only people who knew how to access it were people who were lucky enough to be directed that way. And now I feel like it's in a central location where everybody can find it. And that meant a lot to me, that it was accessible to all of our students and not just a certain population.
Yeah. Well, I know you'll credit so many people on that team that made it possible, and that's absolutely true. And also, it started with your vision. It started with your identifying a need, a void in the school, and finding a way to build a solution that is now again giving year after, like every year there will be a new set of students who not just benefit from the Saxon Success Fund in a donation way, but in a way that's their life is enhanced, it's improved because they can go access Celia's College and Career Center.
Right,
Like it's
right.
yeah.
I love that. And I love, it's named after Celia Bakuli, who gave about 30 hours a week as a volunteer to the original Aspire program, which helped students with their college aspirations. And so we were very fortunate to be able to name it after her. I can't imagine anyone else more deserving of that honor. And also we were very fortunate to get a lot of community support. Anderson and Shirley Architects donated their time, met with us multiple times, had to redo their designs multiple times until we finally got something that worked for all of us. And they were phenomenal, especially John Shirley with that work. So I did feel like it was a community effort, and a lot of people saw the need and the importance of such a space. So we feel very grateful to our community for supporting that.
Huge for us, huge for our students. So thank you, and thank you
Absolutely.
to your team too. A few just random questions.
Sure.
You're a lifer here in Salem for the most part. Where are your favorite spots to eat?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Lively Station is a great one. Just
Sprague alum, I'll just tell you.
Okay. Happy to support anybody local.
Yes.
Epilogue would be another one. And those are probably top two. Amadeus is pretty good. El Torero is really good.
Some great spots.
We don't have much of a shortage there.
How about a favorite book that you've been reading?
Oh my gosh, hundreds are out there. Not Atlas of the Heart right now, Brene Brown. It's a great one.
Yeah. Do you have anything you're reading on the plane ride down to Panama?
Yes, I'm going to be reading an autobiography of a Salem man who was in the Peace Corps years ago. So hoping to read that on the way down and then leave it there when I get there.
Yeah, wonderful. How about any other Saxons we should highlight or spotlight?
Oh my gosh. Oh, hundreds, thousands, possibly. I would start with the OGs. I'd, throw out maybe Phil Webb, Nancy Menace, Tom Hinnicky, Jerry Walling, and even maybe not quite the OGs, but a little later on in Craig Hanneman, Ken Valek, and then even, more recently, but still kind of a few years back, Sarah K-Spear, Sarah Yunker, the list goes on. I mean, and all of our more recent graduates as well are out there doing phenomenal things. I think you will have content for decades.
Yes, be ready, listeners. The few that we have so far, but just know that we are ambitious in our own goals and headed to talk and share as many stories as possible, really with the vision of connecting our current students to the lives of our former students. And we want to celebrate you. Absolutely. Your life is worth celebrating. And also we want our students to be able to aspire to your story and the things that they see, the hard work, the effort, we just interviewed Zach Defoe and the stories that he could share about the mental health journeys that he's had and acting and what a non-traditional, route to enter into that space looks like. To me, that is what provides the why behind public education, especially for our students who are here and searching for meaning, searching for purpose, searching for what is right and true in this world. So thank you for doing that.
Absolutely. I think all of us alumni would be happy to be connections for any of our current students to help them with any questions they have, or if they, have questions about the pathway to take for a certain career or certain college, I think we, all of us would step in and be happy to help out our current Saxons.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And that's the energy that I've continued to feel, having not been a Saxon student myself, but worked with so many and being in this space. It's just something different about South Salem High School. And I caught the fever real quick. It certainly helped to get a paycheck as well. So thank you for that. But also just to see there are so many like-minded, committed staff members and community members who are willing to go above and beyond for students.
Absolutely.
And that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I've heard people say it's in the walls, and it does feel that way. It's when you walk into this building, there is an inclusive feeling, and I think we're all here for the same purpose of helping our students launch into meeting their potential and maximizing that potential. And I just, I love that we have so many adults in one space willing to do that.
When do we know when we've maximized our potential?
I'm not sure that we ever have. That's a really good question. And, you know, I know I don't feel like I have. I'm not sure who feels like they've actually arrived at that, but I'm guessing most educators never feel that way. So, yeah, that's a really good question. But continuing to strive is the way to go.
Yeah. Well, I asked a few of my friends a question last night. Sent a text. I just said, hey, I'm interviewing Lara tomorrow. Give me one or two sentences. And every single one of them replied and said, I can't do that. Like one or two sentences doesn't suffice. But as a way of celebrating you and putting you in the spotlight that you're in right now and letting you feel a little bit of heat, I wanted to read just a few of the ones that came through. I've never met anyone who works harder to make things that are best for all students a reality. Never met anyone who works harder to make inclusion a reality. You're an incredible champion for that. One of the most influential leaders that they've had the privilege to work alongside, and you have an unmatched dedication to kids and educators. I'm sure I could go on, but that's where I'll start. This one's even longer. I won't read it all. I'll probably send it to you, though. But at first, I would say the grace and understanding in which she leads with. She knew we were all there for kids, but everyone came at it from a different direction. She respected and reflected on everyone's thoughts and opinions on situations, so you always felt valued. As a principal, it was never about her. It was always about what's best for South Salem High School, and that earns so much respect. She was an amazing leader in my book. And well, last one I'll read you. Give me a sec.
I'm doing my best to not be a blubbering idiot over here. So,
witnessing Lara's deep love for the South community taught me so much about what a privilege it is to unconditionally serve a community through excellence and imperfection.
Wow. I thank you for. It's pretty hard to follow that up, especially as I'm trying to hold back the tears. That means a lot.
Yeah, and just know that that's from three people, and we all have our own stories. We got to usher you out of this place in your official capacity as a principal with a clap out. That was a very incredible moment. Riley was here for that too, right?
That was she was not here. She was.
We were video. Did we FaceTime
she was on.
it?
She was on FaceTime for the entire thing because she was out of the country, but. Right. That was a really special experience, very meaningful. In fact, I have the video. Somebody videoed the entire walk, and I was a blubbering idiot through most of it. And that was an incredibly meaningful experience that a couple students actually organized and created for me to have that as an amazing memory. But I have so many amazing memories from my years at South, and just want to continue to give back as much as I can. The staff here is phenomenal, and that it makes it pretty. It made it pretty easy for me to come to work every day and give everything I could. My philosophy was that if you make things better for the staff, and you make sure that they're happy, then they have better attitudes towards their jobs, and students are going to be better off.
Yeah.
So it's how to really focus on staff while also creating as many opportunities as possible for students. So but I appreciate those comments. Those are
it's part of you getting to sit in the spotlight today. And I have found in life that those who most deny the spotlight often have opportunities, like you did with the clap out. And like not that you were ever going for that wasn't what you wanted in that moment. And also it was a reflection of how we all see you, and the admiration we have, the respect we have, certainly the learning, the impact you've had on each of our lives. And so thank you for that. Thank you for continuing that energy, even without an official, staff position here at South, what you're doing to still instill, continue to instill, mentorship for so many of us, and the check-ins and just the personal. It was no different than when your office door was open and you would drop whatever it was going on that was far more important by most people's definitions, but you were willing to just turn and be present. And I can't thank you enough for that, the gift that was for me. I always think of you as the steady confidence that comes with your presence, and just the continual times over and over again that showed up for me personally and my family, and the students, especially, most importantly, the students that we serve together.
Sure.
So thank you for that. Thank
Absolutely.
you for being willing to jump in with us today. And
I appreciate the opportunity, and I do appreciate the opportunity actually to still be involved as much as I can be. That's I got a lot of support along the way, and so I'm happy to. I feel like it's an honor to give back as much as I possibly can, and continue to support this amazing profession that we've been able to be a part of.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, and appreciate you so much.
Yeah, thank you. This is great. Good. This is fun.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Putting you in the spotlight was fun. I'm gonna
appreciate the opportunity. So thanks for doing this, and thanks for spotlighting our alumni. There are just so many out there. Yeah. So have fun with it.
Oh, so much fun.
Yeah. All right. Go Saxons.
Go Saxons.
That's it for today's show. Thanks again to Lara. Thanks again to Sawstown Properties. And thanks again, as always, to the Saxon Success Fund. We hope you tune in next time. We've got another great one coming next week. Go Saxons.